Todo se para.
You know, online people, can anyone hear us? Check in to make sure this works.
Yes.
Perfection. This is wait, need to pop out.
So high.
So high?
We just saw the top of your forehead, that's about
Oh, I guess I'm taking this down. Okay, it has a mute button. So if we ever need to shut up, we can do that. Okay. Where is, why is this not doing it?
Autograph, please. Sure. I didn't know I was famous. She was my
The
autograph.
presentation.
Hey.
Chat, participant.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Welcome.
That is, yeah. Camera. Oh, does it let me do that?
I know we may, but give it to.
Oh, yes. Take out rooms, whiteboards, live stream settings.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I was in Indiana last time. I redid my nephew's bathroom. We cut out his tub and put it in a shower stall. Yes, got that done, put new flooring in his bathroom and kitchen.
Wow, he's ready for it. You can sell the house then.
No, he just moved in.
Oh.
So, yeah, so it.
Why is it not doing the thing?
So,
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
How to do the room.
hey, if you need,
Thank you. For our perfect time. Let's try to get,
Yeah,
someone.
sound okay?
you know, I've been working for gas man, staying busy. Actually, I don't want to say too.
What's up?
Like, I have
Yeah.
a question for today. I only just want. I don't want to do this. But
4, 5, 6, 7,
I just,
8, 9,
today,
10.
first day I got paid from Social Security, they said that my paycheck, the first paycheck was
Okay.
$1,600, but I asked them why, I says, it should only, they should only take out $600. But they took out a top. And I had called them up, I said, oh, we'll take care of it. They didn't take care of it. And
Hello, what's
I
up?
gotta go in.
I heard my name. I know who you are, but Nancy takes the minute, so let
It's
give her thing.
I had called way back the day after I got it. What the heck is going on? I should only have $600.
Yes, pass it.
What's that?
I have their drugs.
Oh, you do? Social Security?
Get to the, see, one in,
Oh, okay, 'cause I was.
I'm just letting you know the camera's picking up. Mel, can you get me?
Hit mute.
I was trying to.
Okay, we're starting in 1 minute. If you're not here, you're not getting pizza.
Hello.
You know, I had it.
We're just admiring your past.
Right.
And so what?
There.
Oh.
It's a dynasty. Some people, they wanna like. And yeah, you too. I love to get wonderful way.
I don't regret. And so I found rock for her way back in the day.
Speaking of, I had a dad in my house. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, hello, everyone. Order in the Face Center. There ain't no court of public opinion.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Welcome to the August Mount Clear Community Council meeting. It's still hot. We still need air conditioning. We have a new letter though. Tom, where's Tom at? Tom is doing work. Tom is putting up more chairs in case we get some late arrivals. We got 4 pizzas from Zella's if anyone wants to come over and get some. Okay. So I passed around copies of the agenda. I will link it in the chat. And right now. All right. Peace Lewis he's on the online. I'm watching the chat. So if anyone has anything to add, please raise your hand online. I'm paying attention to that. I need to grab a copy of the attendance. Okay, no. Hopefully catch when people join. All right, so agenda's in the chat. There's a bunch of copies on the tables if everyone's seen it. After last month, we went a little bit over time, so this time we kept it a little bit scarce, so we can hopefully get out here on time this time. We have 2 guests. They're both already in the room, so we can get right into that and let them do their thing. So, and Danielle, you're at the top. So, would you like me to speak first? Yes, and this is the camera, and then Matt can come off the table. Okay. Wait, this is the camera? That is the camera. Yes.
I probably speak to you. So we have a proposal for a mural at the Tracy Atkins playground. I've been speaking with Melanie about the mural project for a bit. There's a couple of things that we need to clear up, and this is why I came to this meeting so that we can talk about it, because there is a larger plan for the Tracy Atkins playground to be completely revitalized, and not just the pool area that's currently empty, but also the playground area that is a little old, right? So the issue is that if I painted the playground currently, it could possibly be, changed up in a year or so with more funding. So I guess the thing that I came to talk about was what exactly are the plans for the playground? Because I also know of a grant that we can apply for in a few days, and actually it's the deadline, and it would be able to fund the entire mural, and it's a grant. And also it's a community-based grant, so that for community improvement. So I think it'd be very likely that the grant would be awarded. The only thing is that I would hate to paint a mural that would then be taken down a year later. So that's what I came to clarify and talk about. And I think the community's input is with this. So if the community has any opinions, please talk about it, please. Yeah.
Jose.
We've been very, what's what I'm looking for? Intentional on using like bright colors and, positive messages to represent us, like, big flowers and stuff like that. So I'd like to see that theme continue.
Absolutely.
And, we do know that they're gonna replace the waiting pool. I just don't know when that's gonna happen. Do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, Mark gave us a big plan to like redo the entire park.
Nancy was saying something.
Was there funding attached?
I was told that the fleet have to wait until there's funding, would leave at the doing that 10 years.
What's the amount that you're looking for?
Because they're supposed to move this pavilion down to the center. All the plans were all laid out.
Figuring the whole layout.
Yeah, the pavilion's gonna go, the pool's gonna go, it's going to And the whole thing can be changed around.
Well, Daniela's concern is that she doesn't want to install a mural now, and then you like coming back it down.
Right, because they were supposed to also put a, I don't know if it's hockey or something, I think. Next to the tennis court or something.
I'm gonna jerry rig this, but I'm going to share their proposal, the image of that on the stream in a second. And Tyra has her hand up and I see that. I'm sharing just the,
So depending on the amount, the grant that I am speaking of is funding between $10,000 to $50,000. The mural we proposed would cost $29,000, but the other 21,000 would be given for the rest of the playground. Yeah, so perhaps we can just add it on to the proposal and have it all done as one.
I think
One
that's a
grant.
great idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
now this was a concept from a developer paid for by Baltimore City Parks and Recs. They just shared with us the concept they came up. So this was the design that was shared a couple of years back.
No, yeah.
It would still be completely rebuilt
Yeah,
if they went through this design as proposed.
but it's not taken.
And this is also importantly, there is no funding in Parks and Recs to do this right now.
So we can add this to the grant application if you would like. The thing is that I think you would need more than $50,000 to do this, like far more.
Yeah, Parks and Recs was quoting this as being over $1 million.
Yeah.
So I guess is the question, do we want to just go forward with the mural because it's like, who knows when they'll ever get around to this? Or do you want to, yeah, I guess like, is that the core question that we're trying to figure out?
And what we could do is perhaps put the mural like a top that will not be disturbed. So while Melanie's original idea was to paint the ground of the playground itself, and perhaps we could put a QR code on in the mural so people can go to the community council website. The problem is that the ground would be torn up. So perhaps if you moved it to like a wall mural somewhere in this area, it can complement the final design. So.
That wasn't my original idea. Okay, Kentira online, you may speak. This was her idea.
Hey guys, has anyone spoken with our liaison from Parks and Recs, Tony Savage? Anyone? So that is definitely who I would reach out to. He is the one who actually got us even in conversation with Park and Recs to be added for the funds. And so that last awarded fund for us to even get everything looked at, that was done during that round, but we're on a list. I'm not sure of the details of that, but it is not a hard no. I do know that for sure. I can reach out as well, but I'm not sure what the conversation has been since. So that's why I asked, because it sounds like there's some conflicting information from what conversations I've had in the past and what you all are saying as a hard no, that there's no funds.
How soon will we be able to confirm if we can go forward with this?
I mean, I can email everyone on all of the DPW. Also, we're going to have them out. There's a public safety walk. And some of the DPW should be in attendance to that, and also the county. So I will talk to him. That's next month. Everyone is invited to that. It's on the agenda. On the back, there's a list of events. And one of them is there is going to be on the same day as the usual Southwest Partnership Public Safety meeting. Instead, Howard is organizing another safety walk in Montclair. So if anyone can make it, please come out, share your concerns. He always gets every department from the city out, including the councilman. So good place to ask any question, but I will definitely get it by then.
I think what we should do then, given that there's still some uncertainty with this beautiful plan, I don't know given that there's some uncertainty, I think we should still apply for the grant.
Yeah.
And I'll send you the information after this meeting. But perhaps, I'm not sure when the grant will be dispensed and when we'll need to use the money by, but we can like delay it a little just to get this sorted out.
And we can also, and this would be by the discretion of the association, if we wanted to, we could also just ask Parks and Recs, don't remove the playground, leave it as is because we just put a mural on it.
Sure.
Because it's in good shape. I walked by like a week ago, like all the swings are fine, the slides are like, a lot of playgrounds in the city don't have. Jose?
Oh, I was waiting to finish.
Okay. A lot of the playgrounds in the city are in a lot worse condition right now. Now, like the splash pad and the awning, that we need to do something about that. But like the playground's actually okay.
I
Jose?
was gonna say, there's a retention wall towards the front of the park, and it has flowers on it that we painted over like 5-6 years ago. And this weekend, we were out painting the tables with my Say Yes kids. And the plan was to paint the walls as well. So that's a good space for,
I could definitely paint those walls
Right.
with a really bold design that you guys, I'm sure you would love, flowers, plants, and everything. So, and that would tie in with the rest of the neighborhood as well. That could be definitely added. And the other thing I was going to say, Melanie, is that about the playground. When I went out there, the grounds. So I believe that it would be a little difficult to paint the ground. I need to go out and do some tests because the ground is very soft and malleable, and made of rubber. So, I'll need to do some testing on the ground itself to determine what paint I would need to use to stick to that, if it's possible. So we'll need to do a little bit of investigation on that. But the walls that he was speaking of, we definitely can do that.
Awesome. I should do a little bit better than just dragging windows around like this, but okay. So any more questions about the mural project? It sounds like we have a next step, which is talk to DPW and see or Parks and Recs and see what they're up to.
Yes, and we'll still apply for a grant as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so I guess one thing we can, would anyone be interested in doing a vote that like, if we got this grant funded, should we ask Parks and Recs to just preserve the playground as is to keep the mural? If Daniela puts it up. Okay,
Sorry, Amanda, so where's the mural going?
So we were still actually determining that because we had a suggestion of painting the retaining walls. I also said that the original idea was to paint the ground of the playground itself. I said that I'll need to do some testing of paint material to make sure that I can get adequate adhesion to the ground essentially, because the ground is flexible essentially, but it's possible. I'll just need to do some testing. So anyways, that's the current. There's an idea to paint the ground. We'll need to make sure that that's possible before we go forward.
why did the screen just freeze?
The camera just flashed me right a couple times, so I don't.
What's happening?
Okay.
Oh, then why didn't it just go out?
You just think the lights went on, just
Okay.
When you move, you bump the board. So maybe it's that.
It's been our online. It's happening. Yeah. You could have done a bit of a better wiring job on this. Are we?
Also, maybe the cameras needs to be turned back on since it's a guy.
Did it?
Your video is off, so.
Well, give me back the meeting. Oh, gosh, I need to have a button to like switch windows. Okay, we are still online. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, we're back. I don't know what just happened. I guess we just rattled the water. We have the fanciest technology around here. Drake over the floor. Okay. So, any more questions on the mural project for the park?
I think it was a vote on,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, did anyone? I guess.
Is there anyone dissenting?
Yeah. Is there anyone dissenting online to the idea of like asking Parks and Recs to leave the playground as is if we get the mural done?
I would like to hear more information. Is that what we're talking about? Just getting more information? That sounds like a reasonable next step.
Okay. Well, we can come back next month and give updates.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Moed. Let me see. I think Moed is the next up. Yes. Okay. Do we have Moed? Do we have anyone from Moed here? We have a lot of people in the room. I hope everyone's getting pizza if they want some. I think Moed might have missed the meeting. We have a lot of other people online though, so
Is Moed online?
No, I don't see anyone. It's like I can't. There's a couple of people whose names I don't know, but if you are from Moed and you are online, okay, we have Blue Water Baltimore online, which is great. So how about Blue Water Baltimore takes the slot? How are you guys doing?
Good. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? There's good. There's four of us here. My name is John Mayer. I'm the community programs manager for Blue Water Baltimore. Also here are Cameron Regal, Amanda Enriquez, and Russell Scher. Cameron is our restoration coordinator. He is in charge of all these tree plantings. Amanda is our volunteer and engagement coordinator. She works with our volunteers and leads a lot of our volunteer events. And Russell is our Chesapeake Bay Trust core member who's going to be joining us at a lot of our events this year. So you guys are going to see all three of us when it comes time for the Mount Claire tree planting. And I'll pass it to Cameron so we can talk more about the project.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us here to talk about the tree planting. Am I able to share my screen? We've got a little presentation. Let me just check.
Go for it.
Let's see.
Do I need to give you permission? Should just be able to take it.
Yeah, it looks like I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Excellent. Can everybody see that? Cool. Yeah, so talking about the tree planting program in Mount Claire between Blue Water Baltimore and your Community Association, made possible from grants from National Fish and Wildlife Federation and Chesapeake Bay Trust. As John said, I'm Cameron Regal. I'm the Community Restoration Coordinator, taking the lead on the Urban Forestry Program. So start off just like kind of a loose timeline. I'll go into more detail on each of these points, but I'll just quickly go through it. So back in July, I was out in the neighborhood surveying potential tree planting locations. You may have noticed white markings on the sidewalk, areas where we may be removing concrete to create new tree beds and also using existing beds on the sidewalk as well. Sometime, hopefully in September, we will be out door knocking at all the addresses where we've surveyed, giving residents some more information, giving them the option to potentially opt out if they don't want a tree, and then also having the opportunity to actually pick which type of tree will be planted in front of the home.
I just can't hear because she's so small.
September and October will be concrete cutting and removal, and then sometime between November and February will be our planting. And then for the next 5 years after we plant, we will be maintaining the trees. So Amanda will hop in here to talk about our outreach.
Yeah. So like John said, I'm the volunteer coordinator. So with these tree plantings, plenty of opportunities to have community members come out and join us. Like Cameron said, hopefully in September we'll be outdoor knocking, going around to houses, letting people know that a tree is coming. Like Cameron said, if they don't want a tree, then we will not put a tree there. They also have the opportunity to choose which tree that they would like. Usually we're out there from 3 to 5. And if anyone in the community wants to come out and help us with door knocking, they are welcome to. We also have opportunities for volunteers and community members to come out and assist us with those tree plantings that will be scheduled. If we have community members that come out and join us, we do offer a stipend through a Visa gift card. So we do offer those to community residents who assist us. And if you guys have any more questions about volunteer opportunities through door knocking or tree plantings, you can reach me at volunteer@bluewaterbaltimore.org.
Awesome. So going into some of the logistics, as I mentioned, I was out marking the potential surveying locations. The top left here is a just kind of overhead example of what it would look like on the sidewalk. So if you've seen these kind of markings, this is delineating the potential new beds. So most of the beds that we're going to be planting in will be creating new ones. So cutting away the sidewalk They're marked with the white spray paint, which will show you where the concrete's going to be cut, and then roughly kind of where the tree will go in the pit. We'll be out when we do this. We've got approval from the city, so there will be some blocking off of blocks while we're doing this work, putting out cones ahead of time. This will only be happening during the day. Like I said, we're going to be blocking off areas overnight, so it won't get in the way of you parking in front of your house overnight. And it's just going to be kind of like block by block. We're not going to be like shutting off large sections of the neighborhood all at once. So minimal disruption to normal kind of operating, and it's only in kind of the parking areas. We won't be blocking any of the actual like drivable parts of the street. So we come out there with concrete saws, and then we remove the concrete using some heavy machinery and taking recycled the concrete. Going into our survey results, this is a kind of overhead view of all the different places that could potentially have a tree in your neighborhood. There's 128 potential tree planting locations. 115 of them are going to be new or expanded tree pits, and 13 of them are existing tree wells that used to have a tree and doesn't anymore, or are grass strip areas where we don't need to do any concrete cutting. Those ones we can just come in and dig a hole and put the tree in. That's a lot simpler. Our target with residents declining having a tree is about 100. And whenever we choose the tree, we always choose the right tree in the right place. So keep in mind size of the tree planting. So if there's power lines overhead or street lamps or road signs, we always are cognizant of that before picking which type of tree goes where. And try to not put huge trees in smaller beds. Just trying to make the tree fit with where it's going to be spending its life. So these are just some zoomed in looks at the locations. All the blue spots are potential sites, and you can just get a closer look, see where all those are going to be. And if you've seen the white marks outside of your house, you'll know that there could be a tree coming. So keep a lookout. So planting, when is it going to be? Somewhere in October to February. How do we plant the trees? We dig the holes to the depth of the root ball, and the trees are called ball and burlap trees. So they've got like a big dirt base root ball, and they're about the size you can see in this picture here, about 2 inches across. So they're good sized trees. They're hardy. They'll be able to kind of withstand the wear and tear of being street trees. We after we dig the hole, we obviously put the tree in. We stake it and tie it, giving the tree some support. We install green wells, which are plastic kind of rings that go around the base of it that help to hold the water in place and also just protect the base. Then we mulch the tree well, and we clean up the site as best we can to leave as little trace as possible. Who does the planting? As Amanda said, we rely largely on volunteers. So we'll have a bunch of public volunteer events. People can sign up and come out to help plant trees. Anybody from the community is more than welcome, encouraged to come out and join. And then of course our BWB staff. And what trees we pick native species. This year we've got 16 varieties that we're choosing from, a range of small, medium, and large trees. They're all sourced from local nurseries, so they're especially adapted to the current climate conditions of Baltimore. For maintenance, as I said, we do 5 years of maintenance. So first year, we water the trees, and we will remove any dead and broken limbs, just do some minor pruning. And then year 2, kind of the same thing. Continue the watering, remove the stakes, and do some light pruning. Year 3, we remove the green wells, and then we do like kind of a more major pruning for shape and for health. And then the 4th and 5th years, we do the same thing for to make sure that they're growing in the right way. You don't have branches growing like straight into the sidewalk or out into the street. Just making sure that they're looking good and appropriate for whatever conditions that they're in. So that concludes. Anybody has any questions, feel free to ask any of us. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
I have a question. Are any of these trees gonna be fruit bearing?
No, so we are not allowed to plant fruit-bearing trees. We choose from a list that's approved by the city. We work really closely with the city for this, and they do not allow for fruit trees to be planted on city right away.
I got a question. How deep do the roots go? Will it bother the water lines and stuff in the ground?
So long as water line is undamaged, the roots won't affect it. The roots they can go relatively deep, but for the most part, tree roots kind of grow out more than they grow down. So typically it's not really too much of a concern. But when we do the surveying, we check with Miss Utility to ensure that there aren't any water lines or gas lines, electric lines, anything buried underground. We make sure that we're not planting too close to those to be aware of that and prevent any sort of issues like that coming up.
I have a question. I'm from DC, but DC has a huge problem with pollen from trees because of the fact that they chose male trees from a lot of species that release a lot of pollen, and I have terrible allergies every spring for that reason. So my question is, have you considered the allergens that are present from these trees? Are they less allergenic than the ones that Washington, D.C. chose?
That is a great question. I mean, I don't think our trees typically aren't like big pollen producers. I know that, yeah, the male trees are typically worse for that. John may have a bit more insight into that. I know he's a bit more of a tree expert in that sort of realm.
I do know that the city plants a lot of trees that are self-pollinating, so they're not they're dioecious, so they create their own pollen, their own fruit, all that stuff. So they're not trying to send out as wide of a net, let's say. We also don't plant things like male ginkgo trees, which are notorious pollen spreaders. The city has tried over the years to really whittle the list down to not only trees that are not going to grow really fast and drop branches, grow really fast and push up sidewalks, but also like not going to send out a lot of allergens. There's been a lot, like decades of mistakes that have been made, frankly, that we have learned from.
Oh, also, will you replace the trees that are dead? I noticed you said that you're going to trim the dead and broken branches, but what if a tree completely dies in the first year?
Yeah, so within the first 2 years, if a tree dies, we do our best to replace them with a new tree.
And I guess on the topic of previous mistakes, we all know in this neighborhood about long old trees that have overgrown the sidewalks and uprooted the sidewalk isn't even there anymore. We just used the grant last year with the AARP to remove a tree that was at the farm that had destroyed the sidewalk. So I'm going to assume you all are going to plant them a little at the right depth. People from the 70s didn't necessarily have as good of an idea of how deep they needed to put the trees in the first place, but that's always a here.
Yeah, we have pretty strict guidelines on properly planting the trees to ensure that the roots are growing underground and not, in and through the concrete. It's also a kind of a consideration with the size of tree that we decide to plant where, if the tree well is small, we plant a small tree that's not going to have as much of a root base. So yeah, we're definitely very aware of that, and do our best to try to mitigate that from happening.
Are there ways we can help take care of trees well, like the existing trees and the trees coming in to the neighbors?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't quite hear that.
Are there ways we can take care of the trees well, both like the existing trees and the new trees, just as we're like neighbors around?
Totally, yeah. Actually, so the city runs a program called Tree Keepers, where you can get certified, learning how to help take care of trees, from planting to pruning. There's a planting event coming up that's going to be in Pigtown, so just around the corner from you guys. That I know I'll be there, and Amanda will as well. So if you want to look into that, you can get the knowledge to be able to kind of take the tree into your own care. We certainly encourage that.
If you link the
like Amanda said,
minutes. If you can get the event info for that in Pigtown, I'll definitely put it in our minutes.
Okay, yeah.
If you just link it up.
And we're happy to have anybody from the neighborhood come out and plant. So if you want to plant the tree right in front of your house with us and some volunteers, we'd love to have you. And taking care of the tree long term, if it'd be great to have people who, if they care, would water their tree, in the summertime, because we do have watering in our schedule, like Cameron said, but sometimes we get hot weeks where they need more than we can just give them. So there's lots of ways that folks, if you're into it, you can help out with your tree in front of your house and around the neighborhood.
When should we expect dates of when you're planning to do planning or when you want to do outreach so that we can distribute, let people know, hey, Blue Water wants some neighbors out for this, and we can put it on our newsletter?
Yeah, our planting dates are not set in stone just yet, but as soon as we figure out when we'll be out in the neighborhood, the events will be posted on our website so people can sign up for that. And we can certainly share that information with you. We have your contact information, so we can definitely reach out once that is definitively decided. The same thing for the door knocking. We'll certainly be in touch.
Okay.
I just put 2 links in the chat. I put one for tree keepers for those who are interested in taking that class in the city. It's a free class. You meet a lot of other tree-minded folks. It's free food. And then I put one for our event page, bluewaterbaltimore.org/events. So when we do post the events, once we've cut the concrete and talked to you all about when we'll be out there, and we put them over there, that's where they'll be. But that's where our other events are as well, if you'd like to see what else we're up to this season.
Awesome. So I got 3 more questions to put out. Does anyone else have a question for Blue Water before I get Jose go first?
I have a question for you guys. This is off topic, but it's a kind of collaboration. We have about 13 planters on the Wilkins corridor in the roundabouts. There's about 9 at the corridor and 4
on Carey Street.
No, 4 over at the ones on Carey Street are fine. 4 over on the War Memorial. Mm-hmm. And our plants are constantly dying because we put plants in and we really don't have a plan to water them. So my question is, could you help us with the watering strategy since you guys are going to be in the Wilkins corridor anyway?
These are like flower bed planters?
Oh, these are big planters. These are big cement planters.
Okay. We can certainly consider. I'm not sure exactly what. I think I would have to see these. But we will be in the neighborhood, so we could discuss it.
Let us know if you can help us keep it hard.
Well, on that topic, you're also very welcome to do cuts on the sidewalk around the roundabout, because there's some patches that are just massive impermeable surface, just concrete. If you want to plant any trees around the whole, you have some on the south side on the plan right now, but feel free to take on the whole thing because it could use them all around it.
For sure, yeah.
Plenty of impermeable surface to remove there, and we can move the planters anytime. If you want to take over any of those spots with permanent tree placements, that would be amazing, and we have plenty of places to put the planters.
Okay, yeah, we can certainly discuss and consider that for the future.
Okay, does anyone else have any more questions? Because I got 2 more. Jose partially asked one of them, so that was great. Okay, so the other 2 are, and I sent this email, but I just want to say it on public so everyone else can hear it. Have you ever done cuts in asphalt on street, trees in the street rather than on the sidewalk before?
So we can only plant in the city right of way. So it's we're partnered with the city, so it's kind of limited to where we can do that. I don't believe we can put trees in the actual street. I think it has to be in the sidewalk. But
yeah, there's too many utilities that run through the street. I think the only time that I've ever seen anything close to that is a sidewalk, a street that was basically blocked off near a school that became like a green alley, essentially for like a length of a block. And they didn't plant in the street, but they built a raised bed like on top of the street that then was as kind of like the end barrier. And that took a lot of permission from like DOT, and I'm sure BEG had to be involved because, like I said, there's so many utilities that run under the street. But yeah, we only plant in the right of way and in like open fields like a school or a church ground. But that's a totally different thing.
So you just mean in the property owner responsibility right away, like the sidewalk is the owner's responsibility, but the street is the city's. It's just in that strip, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Cool. And then the other question is that, I originally reached out to you for a bunch of reasons, but one of them was bioswales. So I got to ask again, are we going to have a talk about those as well? Because not in the asphalt, but DPW already gave us like a desire to have it happen.
Yeah, that is definitely a discussion with Patrick, who you've been in touch with. That's kind of our green stormwater infrastructure side of the organization. So that's kind of like a different wing than the tree planting. But I know that he's aware of your desire to do that. I couldn't speak to what his take on the plan is at the moment.
All right. If you talk to him, bug him to come to our meeting in a month or two.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. When he has something to give. Okay. Any other questions for Blue Water? Or are we good with them? Online, anything? Checking for hands? No hands? We're good. Once, twice sold. Okay, Maria, you're up. Our new district planner.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
We're looking forward to it. Let us know when we can come out and help with the planting and with the canvassing.
All right. Hi there, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening. I don't even know what time is anymore. So my name is Maria Smaldone. I'm the new community planner for the Southwest District with Baltimore City Department of Planning. You may remember Nick Shupin, who was the former planner for the Central Southwest District. As of a couple weeks ago, we had the Central Southwest District merge with the Southwest District. So now it's a much bigger Southwest District that I'm overseeing, both of them in one. Nick is moving on to bigger and better things. He is staying at the Department of Planning. He is not far, and I will definitely have his ear on a lot of the goings on in Mount Clair and in the Southwest in general. He is now working more laser focused on the Greenway Trails projects happening around Baltimore City. So that's why I am taking over for him. I am basically your go-to person for any questions or issues related to land use, zoning, the development process, and any support that we can offer for community projects. And I'm also wanted to, while I'm here, wanted to give a quick update on the Mount Clair Junction redevelopment, which is still ongoing. I think I met some of you at the public meeting that the owner of Mount Clair Junction Carlisle Development hosted a couple weeks ago, where they kind of presented their preliminary designs for the mixed use development that they're proposing. It's several residential buildings with commercial space on the ground floor, some resident amenities like courtyards, small parklets. They went to UDAP, which is the Urban Design and Architecture panel that Department of Planning convenes. It's basically a panel of architects, landscape architects, other design experts to review the initial design plans for major redevelopment projects in the city, and they offer comments. Which are, suggestions, but also, but basically they're saying like, this is how you can make the design for this project a lot more, make the flow better, have more connections and access points. The developer, Carlisle, is supposed to respond to each of those comments, and they're supposed to provide justification for anything that they say that, they can't implement any particular design suggestions. But basically, but they will have to go back to the UDAP panel when they respond to those comments, which we have not seen yet. But when that happens, I will definitely be in touch to let you know when that UDAP meeting is scheduled with Carlisle. So once if all of their comments are satisfied, the Department of Planning will move forward with approving the project to move to the next step of the process, which includes site plan review, where all the different city agencies kind of take a look at the plan, make sure that they're paying attention to things like ADA compliance with sidewalks or utilities and connection points for those for the utilities. So there's still a ways to go, but just wanted to give you a brief update from what we know on our end. But happy to answer questions about the junction project, and also anything else and any other burning questions you might have.
Anyone got any questions? Oh, go ahead.
Do you know the UDAP notes that they got?
Yeah. Let me see. So I think it's actually public information on our website. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. And if it's not, I can definitely get those for you, and Melanie can share it out with the group.
Okay.
Go
Do you
ahead.
think it'd be possible to get DOT on board with doing like a complete street study on Cary Street before like UDAP gives the approval?
Can't say for sure, that if that's possible. Since they're a separate agency, like we can't really tell them to do anything, but we can certainly open that conversation with them as part of the process. Let me forget. It was, I think, in May.
Since they're going to be investing in air with towards zero grant money, it's like you should probably also consider Cary Street, since the property owner on one side is planning a major redevelopment. Because that was in their plans at all. They didn't do any treatments on Cary Street. It was just all on like Ramsey McHenry, but not on Cary specifically. So.
Yeah. I can definitely talk to some of my colleagues at DOT and see if that's a possibility, and I can follow up on that.
Because it would be very appreciated. Because leaving it just the big redevelopment is, I don't think anyone here would be a fan of that one.
Sure. Yeah, understood. I mean, the Cary Street access points are, I think, definitely one of the major UDAP comments that they want them to address. I know that for a fact.
They're also proposing a redesign of the street. They're adding like curb parking on their side, and it's like, well, then you need to have DOT actually review this.
Right. And that's the thing, is like UDAP they approve like the kind of like the shadow of the project, like the general layout. And then once that's approved, then we get into kind of the nuts and bolts with each different city agency about, the feasibility of, like you said, the parking and things of that nature. So that will definitely be part of the review process.
All right. Well, let's get that crossing on McHenry Street at least.
Yes.
Half of our neighbors that went to that meeting at the start of the month, Jay walked McHenry Street across at that intersection that doesn't have a legal crossing, and then was like, "Yeah, I just walked over McHenry Street. It was fine." It's like, yeah, there's technically you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So then we do it anyhow.
Yeah. So. No, 100%. So for some reason, I don't see, they're not uploaded on our website for some reason, but I can definitely share that out probably sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, get those to me when you can.
Yes.
Kentara, did you want to speak on your comment in the chat that you specifically don't want the planters to be moved under any circumstances from the roundabout?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
I know they're looking rough. This summer was really hot. I'm sorry.
Katara said, "Don't touch your planters." The Blue Water Baltimore, they can't touch them. They can't put the trees on top of those. Those are reserved space.
Okay.
But there's plenty of space around it, so tree it up.
Okay. Don't touch Katara's planters. I'll make sure they get that number. They all have to
There's
meeting.
some tree wells adjacent to some of those planters.
What's that?
There's some tree wells adjacent to some of the
Yeah.
planters at the Rotunda.
Yeah, but they're all messed up, and none of them are actually near the curb. Some of them are like right in the middle. It's hopefully we can make that better. All right. So that was Maria. Thomas, you haven't said anything in a while. How are you doing online? How's the mayor's office? He may not be listening in. Thomas, if you get the memo, unmute, say hi, interject. Who else do we have online? Just checking. So Lewis Williams. Okay, how's Black Mule doing?
Smooth. I'm just coming back from travel, so I'm still locking in myself, but things are good. Yes, no major updates from Black Mule.
Okay, awesome. Lisa Rawlings from the University of Maryland Community Engagement Center. I haven't given her a lot of time since she came on board, so if you would like to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Melanie. Just wanted to say hi. If you are, so the best way to find out what's going on at the center on an ongoing basis is to subscribe to our newsletter. So I hope you can do that. I will put the link to do that in the chat, and hope to see you guys at the CEC at 16 South Poppleton Street. Any questions about the CEC?
Did you just sit and sew again? I went to one and really liked it, but it was their last one.
So I don't, let me look at the calendar. I'm not sure about the, I know we have sewing essentials. So let me just double check.
Well, while she's looking.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't think it is. I got you often.
Okay, awesome.
Just sewing essentials, sorry. No sit-ins, no sit and sew for this month.
Oh, but they do have where you can go, the built time, and a lot of people there do sew in there. But the majority you go during built time, and you can, there's a lot of people do sewing, so you can get help there when you want to, when you need it.
I did ask Lisa, so there is a nationwide blood shortage. So if anyone would like to donate blood through the end of the month, the University of Maryland downtown is offering $20 Amazon gift cards if you donate blood, and people need it right now. So they take it down at the downtown hospital, and you can on the Red Cross website you can sign up, you can schedule an appointment to go down, and they will give you a $20 Amazon gift card for donating. So if anyone has the constitution to take that needle. You can get it yourself a treat on Amazon for it right now, and yeah, there's like a nationwide crisis going on. So,
Also, research shows that by donating blood, you help reduce the amount of microplastics circulating in your body. So it's good for you.
I want to put in a plug for donating blood because I donated one time and it just happened to be a day where they enter you into like a raffle for like a huge Yeti cooler. It's like the Ferrari of coolers, and I won. So you could, you know what? They have some good prizes sometimes.
Okay,
I'll also put the link to the blood donation site in the chat.
Yeah, it's going to be in our minutes. I'll also grab a copy of the newsletter. Okay. So, one thing we haven't ever done, we have 7 minutes left in the hour, and I want to give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves, because I've been president for like 6 months, and we keep overbooking the meetings.
Sorry, I interrupt.
Go for
There's
it.
a lady in the corner here who wanted to speak about something.
Yes. You can go first.
And we're concerned about our trucking not making it one way in parallel parking. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, it's just a neighborhood. I've been asking all the blocks if anyone wants traffic calming measures like that. So if you don't want it, it's not happening, and we'll make sure it doesn't happen.
There's nothing we can do about it. You don't want it.
Yeah, it's not happening. No, you can do everything about it. You,
How about the front of the parking?
yeah, we're doing canvassing with neighbors that want to have that kind of like back-end parking installed. Like for example, most of the blocks on McHenry Street want it. But if you don't want it, that's in our plan, and we're gonna tell City not to do it. So we're formulating a circulation plan for the neighborhood, and when we finalize it, like 1300 Ramsey will not have, will stay as is. I think the 200 block of Mount Street also wanted to stay as is, so those aren't changing at all. Nancy was talking earlier about getting diagonal parking on her block, so that's something that we're going to be talking about. We have several neighbors on Stricker Street that would like a bike lane. Yeah, it's totally up to neighbors on every block what they want, if they want anything. This came out of a conversation last month with the DOT. Shana was here, and she mentioned that we can just ask her for any additional traffic calming measures besides speed bumps, which we're still getting. We're getting those speed bumps. I'm going to be on her case all winter until we get those. But because BG is ripping all the roads up, when they're done, they're going to have to restore the streets, and we want to try to get DOT ahead of them to like put them in the condition that all the neighbors want them to be in. So yes, no, and Ramsey Street will stay exactly as is on the 1300 block. Okay, and then we can come.
Can we ask them, do you all want speed bumps in your area?
Speed bumps?
Yeah.
Nah. Not really. Oh, I don't really think we ever had problems.
Oh, because you're on our street, people, they speed on our street like crazy.
I walk down that street.
So no changes on 1300 Ramsey. Is this the consensus? Are you all three from Ramsey Street?
1300 block, 1300 block.
Okay, perfect. So if you want any changes made to your street, let me know. And if you want nothing to happen, also let me know. Nothing. No changes.
No change.
Got it. 1300 Ramsey's not getting touched. Welcome to the meeting. Did you all get pizza? There's pizza, soda, water. You can sign up for anything you'd like. Thank you for coming out. Did Nancy, you gave out that sign-in sheet, right? Everyone signed it?
She kept
Yes.
Okay, you got all those sign-ins. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yes, no, that's why we're talking about this now. So we're ahead of this, and then we can tell DOT what everyone wants before anything permanent happens, and we don't have any way to change it. Okay. How you doing, Tom?
Okay.
Okay, great. You're back. You want to introduce yourself?
Evan Mendel, I'm a treasurer for her sister here, United Carrollton Ridge. They'll spy on you guys, eavesdropping. That's right. Just getting on pass.
Did you get some pizza at least?
I did.
Okay, good. I keep eating your pizza, so you better eat mine. Nancy, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Well, I have some concern. I've been walking through some of the alleys and they're ferocious. I went through your alley, the 300 block. It's totally blocked.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a chance. I really would like someone who lives on that block. to walk it. I rather you do because you live on that
Yeah,
block.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, and I saw somebody from the Department of Waste, and they were just doing that one little area on that. I think it wasn't the Ramsey, that on no, not McHenry, the other side of the street. Ramsey and Goodyear.
Woodyear.
It was, they only did that one area, that was it. They didn't do the whole block. Of the alley. It's horrible. I saw pictures.
How the signups for the alley gates going on Whittier?
We're about 75% signed off of the total amount that we needed. So it was about 32, and then Jose's getting another 8 or 9, and that'll put us at 75%. So we're inching closer.
We need one more on the Mennonite Church's block, and I just sent letters out to all the owners around the Morrison's block.
Yeah, and I was gonna reach out to the other block connectors and see where you guys were at.
Nancy, I have
But,
2
like,
people on your block willing to help
deadline,
canvass
but
your
I'll
block
reach
with
out
your
to you.
alley signs. So I got people for that.
Now, are these metal or
Yeah.
what?
But I think a lot, some of the.
Yeah, they're all gonna be exactly like the ones we got.
Well, see, I saw one area, it didn't have it all wood.
We do have
And
some-
That wasn't ours. We didn't put that one up.
okay.
Nicole has our first gate. We got the second gates. They're gonna get the third gates. Please.
Also, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, Mel and I went to the Clean Core dinner thing this past week, and they were really pushing for people to submit 311s this month, especially about dumping, because next month is the Charm City cleanup. So were you gonna say this already?
Okay, I'll dig right into that. So I would like everyone to if anyone has a preference on a date where you would like to come out and we can do a walk for 311s, please let me know dates and times in the next 2 weeks that you'd be interested in doing it. I'm going to propose this Sunday from 12 to 4, which is before Sounds in the Park. If anyone has another date they would like to try to do this on, please let me know, because Clean Corp wants all these 311s, and so does Howard and the safety committee in advance of this walk. So it's doing double if we can get 311 reports. Yeah. So that's a triple whammy then. So yeah, we need to do 311 everything. This is the one time we need to do it. If you haven't used it before, let me know. I can help show you how to use the app, or just call it in. Anything you report, please send the SR numbers to myself and Howard, or just me. I'll get them to Howard. Council@mountclair.net. You can use my phone number. It's 410-415-3038. Just give me SR numbers. I'm going to compile them. We're going to go on this walk with the city, give them all these SRs that didn't get fixed, and then Lamar and the Clean Corp crews are going to come through and hopefully fix anything that didn't get fixed. But Megan?
There is a link that we're gonna put back online, and that Howard will be sharing it, so that SWP can, when we attend the Southwest Work Group meetings, every other month, we'll have it all documented in one location. So
okay,
I'll make sure to
give me that link again, and I'll put it on our newsletter next month.
Yep.
So does anyone have a suggestion on a date and time you would like to do a 311 walk? It could just be on your block. It could be around the whole neighborhood. I'm suggesting the end of this month so we can get them all in, and go ahead, Jose.
It's not a suggestion, but when I do the Caroline grant, the cuts, I do 2 cuts monthly, and I'm going around and checking the work of the contractor for the cutting. I'm seeing an increase in the more frequent dumpings on the lots. At Fulton and Pratt, they're dumping stuff over their furniture there.
There's a bunch of stuff on it right now. I let Lamar know this week.
We just cleaned it up.
I saw that. It was ferocious. Yes.
With I'll say yes. So I don't know what else to do. I guess we could do more 311s, but it's like the dumping is coming back.
Yeah, it's very bad. I drove by it the other day, and it was like, what's going on? I mean, who lives on that block? Who's doing it?
Part of the problem is there aren't that many people that live on that block. The 2 blocks of Fulton Avenue up there are very high vacancy numbers. I want to get through giving everyone a chance to say hi though quick before we get too derailed. Elaine, how are you doing? We're doing good? Okay, keep going. Introduce yourself. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How y'all doing? I'm Isaac West. We are with West District Construction. We're design building and restore farm. So we like to engage the community and just see what's going on and see how when we do different projects and see what the needs of the community are, like the big issue that we face, to make sure that we're undertaking doing what we can to make sure we don't become an issue or a disturbance to the community. We're trying to help out the best way we can.
That's great. Thanks for being here. Thank you for coming.
Your turn, Mia.
Mia Morrison. Hello.
Cool. Have a great one. Vice President.
Hello.
Megan Cardoso, the community organizer with Southwest.
Daniel Morrison, 1500 block McHenry Street.
You got
Yes, we're gonna plug the bingo. Okay, go ahead. Talk about bingo.
Lion Bingo will be here on 9/11 at 6 o'clock. Oh, Vegas by
Nice. You want to keep? Oh, sorry.
It's $15, which includes your food and 10 bingo cards. The raffles, the prizes, or bingo prizes.
So before we all get too distracted,
we didn't actually get to meet our neighbors here.
Okay, yeah. Everyone can introduce themselves quick. This.
Then Ramsey Street, 1300.
913
Brian Kerr, what's your name?
Francisco, Porto, 3045.
I'm having more technical difficulties.
I also just want to add that I grew up in DC, but I've been in Baltimore for 4 years. So I'm in closer to Fells. So, but I want to, I'm an artist. I love doing murals around. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up in case y'all thought I came all the way up from DC.
No, you're fine. I'm going to share this quick and not try to put it into a full screen PowerPoint because we're out of time and everyone's getting a little distracted. So I'm just going to show this quick and I hope we can vote on this or talk about it. Because I'm going to be meeting with both the state and the city HCD in the next couple of weeks about dealing with our vacant problems, especially with the fires. Evan is eavesdropping on us a little bit for this one. I tried to put this into an actual presentation and it immediately crashed my screen. So this is what happens when you host a meeting and record it and try to screen share a PowerPoint at the same time. So I have a copy of this right here. Do you have the actual first one? This one. Okay. If anyone wants to see a paper copy of this, let me know. And there's a paper copy. Here you go. Pass that around. This is an update, and I had a little presentation prepared, but I'm thankful Blue Water Baltimore took a good chunk of our time tonight. I did not know they were supposed to actually present. They just told me they might say hi, but they had a presentation, and I'm glad they did. Since we're going to be meeting them, this is a follow-up to like a couple of months ago or years ago. Nick presented about community plans. I've asked a couple of times, and every one of you mostly have heard about this, about wanting feedback and ideas and concepts for what we're going to eventually put into this because our Mount Clair hasn't had its own plan since the urban renewal plan expired in 2014. So we are over 12 years now out of having a city plan on file. And a lot of our neighbors do. Pigtown has an action plan. Harlem Park has a really cool of their own community plans done that I could share links to if anyone wants. They're also in the agenda. On the agenda for today's meeting, I put all this stuff in a big list. So if you want to go find any records of any of this, the original urban renewal plan, there's the Southwest Partnership Vision Plan, which is currently our governing document. But that's from 2017, and that's for the whole of Southwest. Some of the neighbors around here, including the Frederick Elementary School, did a plan. So we should do one at some point because we have stuff happening like BBRI, like this, like the talk about like streetscaping, about what people want their streets to look like. DOT is kind of doing whatever it wants. HCD is doing whatever it wants with the receiverships and the foreclosures. That's mostly following the impact investment plan. But like Southwest Partnerships dealt with its own headaches of butting heads with HCD about the housing action plan we all ratified. So having something of our own on file is something that Nick told us to do 2 years ago, and it's been 2 years and we haven't gotten too far. So I'm trying to move the ball a little bit on this one. So this is a current basic demolition and stabilization plan for vacants in the neighborhood. This is a sequel. Let me see if I can make this go up to, if I had the time, I would have shown this whole presentation. This was the 2018 plan that was sent to our federal legislator at the time, Pete Hammond. That included a land use map in that. It was a request for funding. It never happened. But now we have the BBRI program and other funding happening. So that never went through. But this is an update to that strategy that was originally proposed 8 years ago. And what I want right now is I want everyone's feedback on, are these good targets? Red is for targeted demolition. Yellow is for targeted stabilization. If you have an opinion on any of these parcels, please let me know now or in the future. Purple is homeownership. That's from CodeMap. So purple is currently is recognized by SDAT as owner-occupied property. If it actually has anyone living in it is not necessarily the case.
And what are the red dots?
What's that?
The red dots.
The red squares would be proposed demolition sites. Those are all vacant buildings.
With
The small red dots. Those are vacant property. The red dots with the orange squares are existing vacants. So this doesn't say to demolish every vacant in Mount Clair. It's just big blocks of vacants. The rest would be in the BBRI pipeline for Southwest Partnership to rehabilitate, and then we get new neighbors in those. But these are like the big chunks. For example, on the 300 block of Stricker Street, earlier this year we went to the city about like a row of 6 vacants next to Jill Keith's house at the end of the street. She owns that blue building on the corner. And the sidewall is falling off because the vacant next door collapsed 15 years ago. There's no back or anything left. and now it's just peeling her house off like an orange.
Oh,
So
man.
we finally, after 20 years of her talking to the city about this, got it onto the demolition pipeline, so it shows up on the map now. But they haven't done it yet, and we're really hoping to do it soon because it's not getting better by the day.
She's just a draft. So, I mean, how is she getting work on it? Because her house is deteriorating.
Yeah, she can't get work on it. The drywall on the ceiling fell off. You can see daylight through the wall. Yeah, it is. Megan was there. Megan saw these conditions.
And then to clarify, the red dots are buildings that are recognized that have a vacant building notice on them. That does not mean there aren't more that are deteriorating and unoccupied. They're just they haven't been raised to have that BBN. The BVRI funding that Southwest Partnership is using for Mount Clair right now are for buildings that have the BBN notices. So as part of your 311 walks, if you want to submit, I forget exactly what it's titled, but there are ones that can raise alarm to make sure that these notices get on there. And then that allows the city to continue with the receivership program.
So basically what I'm asking for here is, does anyone have any changes they would like made to this map as presented? Online or in person? And if you can't see it, I will link. Well, actually online can see this, right? I did share this.
With the clusters of lots, like these.
Yes. There is a more comprehensive land use plan I want to get into in the future, but we're out of time for the day, so we're not going to touch on this one now. I would like feedback on this map first. So this is just demolition and stabilization. If anyone has any specific interests, oh, it's not being shared. One sec. Let me try that again.
And then remember too, there is a program called the side lot program. So if you have one adjacent to your home and you don't want to just
okay, now it should be sharing. I hope
there's the side lot program that you can acquire.
Where is that?
I don't know the exact. I don't know the price at this time, but there is a side. It's called the side lot program.
We're about to have the lots are not near your house, and you want to adopt them.
I mean.
You could use the adopt a lot program or the care lot program to maintain them. I'd have to get more info about the ones that aren't next to your property.
Yeah, so Mount Clair Community Council maintains an adopt a lot on all the city-owned parcels in the farm. The lots on Gilmore and Pratt Street, the one that Jose that's next to the property you just acquired, Jose. We have an adopt a lot on that one. And I think that is it for this year. But we do an adopt a lot on all the spaces that we're doing the care lot cuts, and we also have infrastructure on. But yes, and there aren't really that many other city-owned vacant lots in the neighborhood. I know there's one on McHenry Street that the neighbor is buying as a side yard. What's that?
What block?
1600 block. It's Nicole's neighbor down the street.
Cool.
So
That's crazy.
Now, I was curious about, I went on your street.
they still
the other
can't see
day.
it. One sec.
My yard.
Why can't they see this?
You said that now I couldn't stop.
Why is it always an endless technical difficulty?
Maybe.
Does that work?
I didn't put it up.
Okay, that hopefully works. I'm now sharing the whole screen. Okay, there. Okay, now they're seeing it online. I am sorry, this is so complicated. Okay, online, I'm going to leave this on for a minute. If you see anything on this map that you take issue with or have a question about, let me know. Otherwise, and then does anyone in the room have any questions about any of these parcels and sites on here?
I can't really see that far. I was wondering about the houses.
Where is the paper one?
You can tweet that. It went that way.
Okay, there's one paper copy going around. So Elizabeth has it right now.
Oh, I don't know what my glasses. Man.
Okay.
Where's your street at? 'Cause I can't see
I'm
it.
going to quickly bump. If online, if you have any questions about this map, post them raise your hand or put them in the chat. I'm going to also move up here. So I earlier mentioned this. This is the draft street traffic circulation plan. As you can see, 1300 Ramsey has nothing on it. Neither does 200 Mount Street because both of those blocks ask for no treatments, and 200 Mount already has speed bumps. So those got taken off. But for example, the 300 block of Mount Street asks for that back in parking on and off. in passing, we haven't really started the canvassing on it. But okay, Jeff wants to look more and make a comment. But this is, so Nancy asked for the back-end parking on her block of Gilmore Street. This is as proposed. Blue would be the diagonal parking, green is bike lanes, and yellow is widened sidewalks. All of these treatments, as all the colored lines here, would be to reduce the roadbed from 40 feet to 30 feet. And then you're adding something in. You're either adding in the vehicular travel lane, and then it would be a one-way street with parking on either side. And then you'd either have the widened sidewalks, you'd have the bike lane, or you'd have back-end parking on one side. And then, like I said, if a block doesn't want anything, it gets taken off the map and nothing happens. But Whittier Street, for example, has one side with unreasonably narrow sidewalks. And why is it a two-way road? We still don't know. So we've been on Shayna about that one. And since that started, and since like I said, all of McHenry Street seems to be pretty energized about the back-end parking idea. Our neighbors on Stricker Street were pretty energized about the bike lane to Tracy Atkins. And Kintyra's online, and I've given her paperwork to canvass for Cole Street back-end parking as well, which would hopefully help with the Edwards' house. So the Edwards' live at the end of Cole Street at the corner of Stricker Street and have had their house hit by traffic coming east on Cole Street 3 times in 4 years. So part of this was also, hey, if you make Stricker Street one-way south and then Cole Street one-way west, you can't. A lot fewer people will drive into our house. So they were in support of that. So that's where this came from. If you want any changes made, let me know. Say them now or say them in mail or whenever. Yes, this is in the agenda. Copies of this is in the agenda, so you can check the agenda and you can, council@mountclair.net at any time. You can always email us.
So Stricker would be on the side.
Yeah, with a bike lane, and it would probably be on the east side so that it just intersects with Tracy Atkins Park. So like the bike lane comes up to the park.
That's
Also people or two.
It would be a two-way cycle track. The way the city designs these is that they keep them 10 feet wide so that you can run an ambulance down it when they install these, so that you don't lose the ability to get emergency access. You don't only just have the one travel lane for cars, but then that slows down the cars because you have half as many cars and you only are going in one direction. And it also, one advantage of those streets I always like pointing out is that if you have it as a one-way with parking on both sides, and I live on Pratt Street, so I get the benefit from this, is that when you drive up to a block, if it's a two-way, you can't park on the opposite side without going around and coming back. Which is when you talk about two-way conversions like Lombard got a couple of years ago, and you talk to neighbors, they saw a increase in parking, they got more parked in because people were parking on Lombard more readily because they're coming from both directions, but there's less overall parking. Because there's more cars, and therefore they're going to take up the same number of spaces more. If you have a one-way with one lane, you can park on either side as you drive past, so you have more available space on any given block as you enter it.
See you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. So, anyway, does anyone have any input on this?
I guess my question is, why is Whittier going north? We sort of have every other, then there's 2 north one ways.
Because neighbors on Whittier asked for it to be northbound. Right, Jose? Everyone said they wanted it to go north.
Okay. Right.
I said, which way should it go? And you said north, so that's why it's on the map like that.
That's what the way it is.
It's also worth mentioning Whittier is effectively an alley street, like Parrish, Norris, and Vincent. Above this block of Whittier Street, it is an alley. It's just that one block is this much nicer street to walk around on with the wide sidewalks because historically, way back in the day, that over here where the junction is now used to be a train yard, which is why all these houses have garages on the back on the Cary Street. When they were built, they were facing a railroad yard. So they made this block of Whittier really nice, and then they turned Cary Street into the alley, basically.
So when we get that question, so who owns these properties where they're all garages?
The properties that live on Whittier. Their properties go from Whittier to Cary Street.
Yeah. Yeah, there's houses. Todd owns the garage behind this building.
Mine is the old McHenry Tire, but everyone else goes from Whittier to
yeah. So they live on this street, but they have a garage on the back.
I just wondered that.
All right. Do we have any feedback On either map, the demolition map or the street grid map.
So you are gonna be going to street a little bit and streets.
Not on the 1300 block. If you wanted to also, if you would like to keep a two-way pass there, we can do that. I've just been asking neighbors on each block how they want it done.
Gotcha.
The main concern on Ramsey Street though is that you know where it intersects Gilmore Street, people going west, and this is what DOT told me, is that people going west on Ramsey Street, you know, you have to turn up, you have to turn onto Gilmore, then cut over that the slip lane to go down Wilkins.
Yeah,
That has like one of the highest concentration of intersection crashes in the neighborhood.
the highest one.
Concentration of crashes. Like there's a lot of people crashing because they'll turn right and then a car will hit them at that turn. So like a lot of this was like, can you eliminate that turn? And that's by basically making people go down to if they come up Gilmore and then turn left, that's okay if there's no oncoming traffic. So that's an option. Tyshell was talking about the sidewalk being narrow on the 1400 block, which is why this is here.
Hi,
But
this is Lisa from
Yo.
what is that street that's just south of Wilkins Avenue?
Pole Street?
That has no stop signs as it goes east to west. That could use some stop signs because the way people park,
That could definitely use some stop signs. Yeah, Kantira. We have been trying to get DOT to install stop signs on Cole Street for over 4 years.
because you can't see the oncoming traffic. If you're going down Mount Street, any of those cross streets, you literally can't see the traffic.
On Mount Street, those people don't stop anywhere on Full Street.
If you put the stop sign up, they wouldn't stop.
Yeah, if there's a no stop sign, and they're supposed to stop, they weren't ready to do it.
But it would be one way of active surfing.
And part of these redesigns would be that they would get like the intersection daylighting striping. If we could get DOT to install these treatments, they'd get the paint down to like delineate where you're not supposed to park. And then it would be up to us to get like part in that infrastructure, put in some planter boxes to actually block it off so people don't park there. But
So you can see people coming.
yeah, it's like at Calhoun, at the intersection of Calhoun and Lombard. They put the bollards up and they get run over and broken, but they paint it and delineate the space. And Union Square Association is technically allowed to put planters in that space if they wanted to.
That'd be great.
Wink, wink, us. We'll get on that for sure if we can get some of these. But yeah, part of this would also be to improve daylight intersection visibility.
Is there any way, I know we're talking about this part, but I want to bring another thing up. Is there any way we can ask, whoever about getting a not parking, but a stop sign on getting a legal parking walkway from McKinney to, McKinney and Carey Street. That's so people can cross that area to the shopping center.
Yeah, that would be great. That's why that's why I was asking Maria earlier to please get DOT involved in this junction thing.
Okay, and the other thing is, what did you tell me? I forgot, sorry.
Take your time. We definitely, that's why we're putting pressure. I'm gonna continue to be a pain in everyone's butt until they do a traffic study on Ferry Street.
Also, how about getting some, street signs in that corridor? Cause she was I stand right there and it's like, they gotta be doing more than the residential, speed limit in that area on Carey Street.
Oh, they do.
And I think it'd be nice if we had maybe the police come through and just sit there for a while, get speed checks to those people.
How's you?
Yeah, this was an old plan. This was from 2018. Yeah. This was the last iteration of this.
Yeah.
That's the garden.
But like this was look, remember this? The old like inner block green space plan?
10 years ago.
So it's-
How has it been since then?
This was never adopted, so we never did any of this.
And how come when?
I mean, we have the Black Eel Farm on the bottom right, though, so that did show up.
Okay, good start.
So when you say the plan hasn't been accepted, I mean, city did not accept the 2014 plan as the neighborhood plan? Therefore, they didn't put any resources behind it? Is that what you're saying?
This plan was drafted this was when Tony Scott was previously the executive director of Southwest Partnership, but Nancy and Jose were involved in this. This was put together as a proposal to Pete Hammond and the federal congressman at the time for an appropriation to help like stabilize the neighborhood. It was a request for $25 million at the time. That never went anywhere, and it got, it just went down the drain eventually. But this was never proposed. This was never formalized into a community plan in the way that like the Pigtown Action Plan is. So because of that, this was never like.
So why don't we pursue that?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, we're talking about doing it, but I understand what we've organized to actually do it. Otherwise, within another 10 years before anything gets done.
Well, that is why I made these drafts, and I want feedback on them as proposals. So, like, we can change and amend these for now.
Yeah, but this is all detail. This isn't talking about the process to move it from where it is now to actually what's the steps going to take to actually get adopted by city as our neighborhood plan. That's the issue I'm having with the discussion.
Okay.
It's detailed. It's in the weeds. It's not a discussion about what's the strategic way ahead to get this adopted as our neighborhood plan.
I'll talk about this next meeting. We're out of time, but I had a whole thing ready to go, including I have where is it? I'm gonna end the stream, but I'll show Tom this. Thank you everyone for coming out and staying overtime. Are there any last comments on any of these maps? Because I am going to be talking to HCD about it in the next week.
Well, I just want to share, having been part of 2 organizations in the area that have done action plans. It will take conversations like you're saying, like who do we talk to in the city? But then you guys have to organize and get as much input as possible from your neighbors to make sure that the city feels confident enough that they have enough input from a certain percentage. So it'll be maybe a year or 2 long process, but most absolutely if we need to talk to in the city, get them in a room. And then the way in which you guys collect all your input and your wants and needs and concerns has to be documented in a certain way with so many input sessions. So
what do you do?
What's that?
All right. Thank you online. I'm gonna end it there.